Right, guys. So basically, I'm gonna get everything done now. So first thing I like to do with my Steam Deck is get Windows Mobility Center. If you're wondering how did I get this, well, back then before I came on to Windows 11, I was having issues with updating the driver for the Steam Deck. So I just changed the power plan now. Don't need that anymore. So I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. So basically, a few programs have to be started up, right? I've got some programs for resolution. They just help with resolution. Windows Mobility Center, you can change the display, you can mute or increase volume. I'm having issues these days with volume. I mean, with the sometimes the speakers don't work properly. I mean, the Bluetooth. I don't really think it's the PlayStation 5 controller that's causing the problem, because the controller itself, you have to understand something. It's not always connected to the Steam Deck. So my opinion is like, if it's not connected to the Steam Deck, it shouldn't be causing the problem, right? Because I know the DualSense controller can be used as a. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this stuff going. So this is a DS4. This is the emulator that I normally use on Steam Deck. Like I said, with this, if you want to edit anything, just click on edit. The gamepad does come out, and then you can actually program this gamepad. You see, it's the same thing. I'll show you the gamepad, and if you want to program the touchpad, you can. You can even program the middle. They call this the middle mouse button, but you can actually program this, and the actual touchpad. You can program that. You can program everything from the sticks, D-pads, the share button, options buttons, triangle, O, or O, X, and square, and then the R1, L1, L2, and L1. I mean, I don't know how these buttons are done. Anyway, so basically, what I'm saying is that you can program everything on the controller, and then once you're done, just click apply or cancel if you've made a mistake, and you can do special actions. You can do controller readings. I'm just going to click on save. So this is, I've got different profile sets. I've got defaults, which means nothing's applied to this controller. I've got Fallout 84, as I used to play this game before. I had the same way how it was done, but since I don't really play the game that much, but I still have the profile. I've got the PS4 gamepad, obviously, because this DS4 Windows is not the DualSense, it's actually PS4. I mean, it's an emulator for PlayStation 4. Robocraft 2, I did try to make a mapping for this, but this was very difficult as it had too many buttons, and obviously I ran out of buttons on the actual DualSense controller. War Robots was the easiest, and the same War Robots mapping I have for War Robots, I use for War Robots Frontiers. Then I got Xbox 360 gamepad. Now this one actually works in a lot of games, but the only reason why I use the War Robots one is because I play a lot of War Robots. You can actually see it's telling you DualSense, so it knows it's a PS5. Status, it actually tells you that's USB, so it knows it's connected through the wire, like wired. The battery, it actually tells you 100%. Link profile ID, obviously I'm not using any link profile. Selected profiles, War Robots, and Frontiers in brackets. Hotkeys, you can add hotkeys if you want. You can go all the way down to settings. You can hide your controller in certain games. It might not like the emulators, so you can actually hide this, and it will just think that you're connecting with a general, like an ordinary gamepad. It won't even recognize that you're using a virtual gamepad. When I say virtual gamepad, I know this is an actual gamepad, but this gamepad can be mapped. So this is a mapping emulator. It helps you if you're not having a good time playing games on your controller and you want to change something. That's what this emulator does. Allows you to map the controller. So you can actually hide it. Swipe touchpad to switch profiles. It says run it startup, like I've got. Program task. I said it as program. Start minimize the taskbar. Close minimizes. That means it doesn't go off, it just goes into the taskbar thing. Then flashlight bar at high latency. So I think This is just like showing you if it's connected or not. Disconnect from Bluetooth when stopping. Right. So quick charge. Actually, I'll actually click that because I think that's what's causing the issue with my speakers. Check for updates. I don't usually have that. Then default. Nah, I don't use the dark theme. I just keep on the light theme. Icon set. I don't use icon set. I just quick charge. I don't know what this one is. Let me see. Enable server in use smoothing. Use custom Steam folder. I don't do that because some games will recognize it as cheating. You understand? So you don't want to have that on. I think there's some stuff up here. Controllers, auto profiles, output slots. You see, so it actually knows DualSense, so it knows you're using one active. You see what I mean? So settings. I'm just showing you guys. Oh yeah, there's this other option, device options. DS controller support, DualSense controller support, Switch Pro controller support. So that's like for Nintendo. Joy-Con controller support. Enable web browse log. This is DualSense. So I enable DS4 DualSense. Obvious DualSense is PS5. DS4 is PlayStation 4. Switch Pro, obviously that's the Nintendo. Joy-Con is Nintendo. So it's like if you just want those gamepads to be recognized on this mapping program. Right, taking it back to controllers. Going to put this in on the other screen. I use the Acer, and I also use a gaming monitor. Right, this program is called AMD Power Control Panel. I'll make another video about this, guys.